All right, students, it's time to code strings. Open up a new Colab notebook by going to colab.research.google.com and then clicking on the new notebook link. Let us sensibly call the new notebook strings. And we will start with a header of introducing strings. Okay, move the header on up and let's put a string in there. Okay, you can write a string by itself. So here's a basic greeting, hello. So if I press Shift Enter to run it, Colab will do something. What will it do? It displays it, okay? But the issue is you can't go back and do anything with it. Typically, you're going to store strings as variables so that you can use them later and do things with them later. Well, I should say that before that, you commonly will just want to show something to someone like we did at the very first lesson when we did print hello BCA. In that case, we printed out a string to display it to the user. And you can see that there's a slight difference there. The hello BCA does not show the quotation marks, and the hello string actually does. Okay, let us assign, do this with me, a string to the variable greeting. Now, I always prefer single quotes. You can use double. So here's an Arabic greeting. Ahlan wa sahlan. Basically means welcome. And if I press Shift Enter, it's now the string has been stored in the variable greeting. Okay, that's fine. So where do strings go wrong? Well, here's a slang greeting for fun. I'm going to assign it equal to something. Now, I'm no slang expert, but you could have the phrase sup. Now, if you start it with single quotes, you must end it with single quotes. You can even wonder too, what if you start it with double quotes? Can you end it with a single quote? Well, if I press Shift Enter, no. That does not work. You can see EOL while scanning string literal is pointing. What Python does, whenever you put, say, a single quote out there or a double quote, it's waiting for the next one, okay? And just to show you another variation of this, you could put maybe an apostrophe there. I don't know if there's technically correct ways to write slang, like words like this. I can show you what I think it might be in a minute. But now if I press Shift Enter, see, it's actually okay because, the single quote, it's there, here it's an apostrophe, doesn't actually close it. So I think that's fine. I think technically, everyone, when you are eliminating words like this would be short for what's up, then the apostrophe would actually go here, and that would be maybe the appropriate slang. And if you want to display it again, we looked at how to do it with print. You can just write it, but you can also call out the variable. Recall that Python Colab will say, oh, did you mean slang greeting here because it's been stored? You say, yes, I did. I'm going to press enter there, Shift Enter to run it, and I get the greeting as it is. And this is very interesting, actually, that Colab actually, look at that. I wasn't expecting this. This is kind of exciting. So even though like I wrote double quotes, Colab, when displaying it, actually shows single quotes. So that's very interesting. Whenever you see something that's interesting or a little bit different, it's always worth trying to explore it, take it one step further. So like, for instance, what if we just put it like that? Will it also show what's above it? And it does. Very interesting, kind of exciting. So you mess around with stuff, you can learn something new. So there's a few brief notes on introducing strings.